All right, cool.
Cool, we're here.
All right, what's going on? Yeah, we live, yeah? All right,
Yeah, we're live.
What's going on, people? Cheeky Sport, Football Thickos is obviously back for another week. It's going to be a little bit of a different week today, just based on what's been happening in the last, obviously, 7 to 8 days. It's a very stressful time. It's a very sensitive time. And quite frankly, there is no sport or football news that we wish to talk about that is it's just not more important than kind of what's happening at the moment. So this show is kind of dedicated to George Floyd, but to be honest, it's dedicated to us speaking about the issues that we currently face in this society, in the UK, and obviously wherever you're watching as well. So it's going to be kind of a different show. What are you man saying?
It's not even going to be a full show, bro. Stop lying to the people.
No, I didn't even say full show, but yeah, go on.
Like it's not gonna be. I feel like I'm going through the comments now. Big up everybody who's locked in. You know what I mean? Like, of course, it is a stressful time, and that's it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's been a stressful time. We are not here to talk or entertain you guys. Normally we do. We know there's people that kind of appreciate everything that we do and they support the channel. Like, we're a black-owned business, and I know a lot of you guys support everything we do. Do you know what I mean? And I proper appreciate those people. So we just felt like it was right for us to come out here, at least show our faces, as we didn't do a show yesterday because it was Blackout Tuesday. And just to let you guys know where we kind of stand with things. And if there's anybody who's feeling the way that we're feeling, just let you guys know that we're here as well. So if anybody's got a message, either one of us, or they feel like they've got to talk about what's been happening in since forever, but obviously in recent weeks, we can kind of do those things as well. And that's what today's really about. Like, that's just me being real. Like, everybody knows what's happening in the world right now, and we're just here for it. And that's just basically what it is, fam.
100%, I agree. And I think personally, I don't think any of us are really in the mood to be like doing a podcast and laughing and bantering when there's a lot of serious stuff going on, because if we're not genuine with it, then there's no point really doing it. And I think, you know, me coming from a person who I work, you know, both of my jobs are both in black-owned businesses, and I'm a white man myself. And I think it's imperative, like for a man that, you know, from the outside seeing what happens on a day-to-day basis with black people that I love and I cherish and I work with on a, you know, on many different levels. I think it's imperative that people like myself who are white need to actually do something and talk now, because it's getting stupid. Like, it's getting ridiculous now. And I think, you know, I think everyone is a part of that. And you know, we've got a big platform here, and I think it's only right that we actually spread the right message and get people to understand the situation properly and take it from there. And it's also my right as well, for a person who runs a GRM Daily as a big black-owned big page, to also get the right message across. So I think this is important, and I understand that a lot of you guys would have wanted to see us do a podcast today, but there's more serious things going on right now. We need to be, you know, we need to all be together as one and actually do something and change something, because, you know, otherwise nothing will get.
I think, just to kind of extend on Jack's point, I think that's one of the things we wanted to come on and basically tell you guys. Like, we've discussed many topics about race before, especially in regards to football, especially what's been happening, you know, with the new UEFA. There's so much race conversations we've had in football on this podcast, and you know where we all stand when it comes to racism. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't stand for it in any single way. And, you know, Jack's probably more vocal than me at points when it comes to racism and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The main reason why we kind of wanted to kind of address you guys today is to let you guys know that when we say enough is enough, it's not just about coming here with some mopey faces and like, oh, we're sad for the moment. It's because for the first time in a long time, where we've been desensitized for so long, we're finally actively trying to think of ways to make things better for everybody and actually use our platform for good. Do you know what I mean? And it's not just like a thing where man's on some bandwagon thing, and it's like, because we see, like, it's when you've grown up black and you understand this is just how the world runs, you reach a certain level of acceptance and you just get on with it. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, seen this before, where we've had these things crop up and we just let it slide after 1 or 2 days. And I think that's where it needs to stop, because now it's about actually taking it to the next level and being able to further this and actually do something, because
yeah, exactly.
And one thing I would say is, in the GRN Daily Insta bio, there's a link tree, and it's got ways you can help. It's got petitions you can sign up to. It's got causes you can donate to. It's got It's got education that you can learn yourself on certain historical things that come with the Black community, and the things they've suffered and gone through. There's a lot of ways you can educate yourself and help and actually do something and use your voice to go and do something. And this is the time to do it. So please head over there and do that. I would really appreciate that.
Cool. Absolutely. Do you know what I'm saying? Chris, I know you just joined us. But yeah, man, obviously the way I kind of see it is everything that you boys have been saying. End of the day, we're all trying to work it out as well from the perspective of how we can do more. Do you know what I'm saying? How we can make our voices heard beyond, anything that's happened in the past, because clearly that's not been working. Do you know what I mean? Or clearly it's not worked enough. So this time round, it's got to be a movement and a message, and hopefully everyone watching this now live and everyone who's watching it post live can be part of this message moving forward. Do you know what I'm saying? Because end of the day, this is something that everyone is wary of, that is just going to end in a couple of days' time, and everyone will go back to their daily lives doing whatever they're doing, or whatever they've not been doing, should I say, in the last couple of months or years. And the very important thing here is that this energy is kept going into 2021, 2022 and beyond. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
also, I think another thing is, in your day-to-day life, you can't just sit there and accept racism, because I think there's a lot of things where people hear racist remarks, they see they see people being racist to other people, and they don't do anything. They just shut up and keep it moving. And that's one thing that needs to change as well, because I see it personally. Even at football, you see racism happen all the time, and people just shut up and keep it moving, and that's not on. You need, instead of keeping it quiet, you've got to actually challenge these people and educate these people to do better. Because otherwise nothing's going to change. It's all good and well us doing everything here, let's sign this petition and go and do this and go to this protest. But if you're not willing to change how you operate in your day-to-day life and not actually call out people, then it's pointless. You're not helping the situation. You're making it worse. By being silent, you're making it worse. That's fact.
Yeah. Because obviously one of the sad parts about even being on social media and being in this generation when something like this happens is that it's kind of like highlighted a lot of racism. You can now see that a lot more people either around you or on your timeline is actually more racist than you even thought that they were. Do you know what I'm saying? So unfortunately now this is where everyone needs to speak out when they see racism even on their timeline. Like, I'm not saying bite back and start getting into arguments.
Yeah, because some people are trolls, isn't it? Exactly.
Some people are trolls, but the truth is that there is so much ignorance that you can see that just come out like locusts. And the reality is, if this didn't happen in the last week, you'll be walking along thinking that these people around you are just they love black people, or they love people of a different ethnic origin. But the reality is they don't, and they never did. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the sad part, especially Twitter. Especially Twitter, as you can see, as a gaslight of the sort of people in this community. And just as one thing I wanted to just say before, I know you want to say something, Jermaine. A lot of people keep saying the sentence, this is only a US problem, or stop trying to get into the making this a UK problem when it's US. Now, I get it. The UK, the policing and the systematic racism is a lot more subtle. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not as obvious in the UK. In the US, they'll be much more in your face and direct. Same with the man on the street. It's a lot more subtle in the UK. British people as a personality are subtle. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if they don't like someone, they'll say hello to you, and then when they're in their yard sitting and eating dinner with their husband or wife, they'll be cussing you. Do you know what I'm saying? They'll be that's just the way people are here. Do you know what I mean? And there's a lot of subtle racism in the UK, and unfortunately, these things can only be brought out through things like protesting, which people are doing today and beyond, obviously this weekend, and actually taking action, like Jack said, online. Because the truth is, a lot of us, we need to use these platforms more to actually spread this message. And frankly, the people who don't want to hear it, they can unfollow everyone who's using those messages, using those hashtags, using those videos to actually spread positive vibes, to actually get people to understand,
what they can be doing. Yeah. I think that's the thing as well. Once we've kind of educated people and everybody's had the discussion, I think someone like Jack's a bit different. He's got so much black friends. He's part, like he said, he's part of 2 black businesses. So it's a bit different for him because he kind of knows, he kind of has a bit more education. I know sometimes people's ignorance.
So who needs the education then?
Everyone. I think there's a lot of, even me, bro. I think there's a lot of black people that need education on how we're going to actually we're going to strategize, come together, strategize, and actually make real change. Because like I said, because it's a system and I've been part of it for so long, I ignore things or I just get on with it. Or I think, you know what, man just needs, as a black man just needs to cut through. And I've messed myself up even in thinking that way. And I'm trying to say okay, well, bruv, man knows racism has become so part of my world that I've almost accepted it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think going forward, it's just more about strategizing what man really has to do. And these are very long-term plans. We don't even know what this is fully going to look like yet. And when we say education, even some of our other friends who are a bit ignorant and don't understand, then do you know what I'm trying to say? Then we just got to educate them. And if you don't even want the education and you are just a straight up racist, then it's cool. Then that's whatever. Then, do you know what I mean? Like, I'll see you when I see you. Do you know what I mean? But for all the people that actually want to make real change and they want to understand what man's world is like, I think it's best that we have these conversations now. Now's the time more than ever, man. We've got to actually get like some real change.
Yeah, one thing I will say as well is I saw a video from a YouTuber guy called Toby Jizzle, who's part of the Sidemen, and he said something that really hit me. You have to look up where you go on holiday to find out if certain areas are racist, certain areas are not, whether it's safe for you to go to certain places. For all you white people out there that are watching this now, put yourself in those shoes and imagine that to be your scenario, because none of you would be able to fathom that as a possibility, but that's a reality for black people on a day-to-day basis. Imagine, he even said that his brother went to a game in Napoli and a random guy came up to him and said, "You lot got to be careful around there. There's racists. You lot, make sure you get out of here safely." Imagine someone going up to you saying that to you,
bro. 100%, bro. Even little things, bro. Like, I don't want to turn it into something. I don't want to keep it on this subject about how a life of a black man, bro. Even little things like, bro, even just standing next to a car and on the phone, bro. You can't, even things like that. You got to think twice about like, is someone watching thinking that you're trying to rob the car? Do you know what I'm saying? This is just standard. This is a standard part of just life. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, and do you know what I'm saying? Jermaine's probably even done that because he's just clocked. You do that as a part of life. You don't even realize you do it now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, mate, yeah, bro. Yeah, fam. Listen, guys, after it's like being bro. You see the life of black man? It's so mad, bro. Sometimes I might even see a woman come towards me, and just so she knows that she's safe, I might cross the road just so she knows she's safe. Yeah. Because I know.
But that's why you're a madman. That's why you're a madman for even doing things like that.
Which is true, Chris. You're right. That's mad, Chris. You're so right, and those are the little things I'm talking about. So I'm not even. What I'm trying to say is, I didn't come on here. We know what racism is. I didn't come on here to start blasting on bare racists because you know what it is. So much of my I probably got brethren that are racist. They don't even know they're racist because they don't even know. That is so deeply rooted in your thinking and in your subconscious. You don't even know how racist. Some of my own white brethren are probably racist, but don't even realize they're racist. Do you know what I mean? It's so deep rooted, is what I'm trying to say, and that's because of the system. It's because what you see and it's what we intake subconsciously. That's what I'm trying to say. The way we act. I know. It's like I imagine that woman might not even be scared of man, bro. But even I'm assuming that she's shook. So that's madness. That whole thought is madness. So, guys, listen. Because we've been on here for 15 minutes already. I don't want to waffle on for too long about this. Man, them know what it is. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of make sure we address you guys. We're gonna come back next week. At the moment, a lot of the man are doing a lot of healing and a lot of figuring out. Next week we'll come on and hopefully we can actually tell you some plans that we came up with. Hopefully, those other policemen have been arrested for George Floyd's death and some real progress has been made with that. And then yeah, man, we can keep talking about football because with me, I'm always about love and unity first. And obviously, I know football is meant to bring us together. That's the main thing. Any troll, anybody that just chats rubbish, like you're just a neat behind the keeper.
And even football can't even bring man together because there's even problems.
Because we know that football, we know what football is about. You know what I mean? We know, Chris.
From top to the bottom. Every time there's a racist problem in football, we say, it's a social problem and that needs to be sorted out first.
So it's sorted out social. But Chris, that's my point though. From when let's not get into it. That's why man have really got to make some changes now. For real. Calls have got to be made, bro. Chris. Calls have got to be made.
I need to see in July, in August, September, October,
in 2021, in 2025.
Let me just say to you, lot, though, yeah, and obviously, look, to end on a positive note about things that can be done in it just before we go. And the truth is, I feel like I know the talk of this last week has been about influence in it. And even if you're talking about football in particular, you know, there was the likes of John Terry, Suarez, Bonucci that all posted anti-racist stuff in the last 48 hours, innit? But
who? JT.
All three of them did. And we all know, we don't need to go into it, but we all know why it is mad. It's mad ironic that they're doing it.
Take me out.
But here's the problem, yeah. Because these men have so much influence still, yeah, they still have a voice. And the problem is that this is where I am a bit wary that are we all on the same page? Not just black people, or not just urban culture, but everyone, even the people who say they're anti-racist. Why are you still giving? Why after all of this is done? Why are we still posting? Why are we still posting John Terry on the timeline? Why are we still posting Bonucci? Like if he wins the Champions League in August with Juve, for example. Why are we giving time to these people? You understand what I'm saying? But the problem is they still have time. Luis Suarez is still spoke about because he's still one of the best strikers in the world. But this cancel culture is not really happening. So what's happening is whether you're racist or not, you're still in the press. How is Hulk Hogan still in the press when man was racist in 1987, before man was born? How is he still one of the biggest wrestlers of all time? How is he a Hall of Famer? How is he still being brought back every year?
The system, bro.
Hogan. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a system, but we all don't help ourselves. And I'm not sure. We don't help ourselves overall as a society. And social media is actually turning the wheel and in terms making it worse in a lot of these things as well. So
I hear you, bro, but you see what I mean? I find personally all the things.
Watch who you're following. Yeah. And if you're not following people who are about it, properly about it, yeah. And if they've been covertly racist 6 months ago or 9 months ago, unfollow them. Don't talk about them. Don't post them. I don't care if Suarez scores a hat trick every game. Don't talk about the guy. Done.
Fair enough. For me, it's not really a social media thing for me, man, because I'm not really I'm not on Twitter like that anyway. Like I weren't talking about Suarez before. Like you said, Suarez is one of the best, but I'm not somebody who tweets mad about Suarez. For me, I'm also thinking about things offline at the moment. So, look, yeah, man, guys, I'm just letting the king free up what he wanted to say. Guys, that's from me, man. I'll be so real with you. I don't want to be on here any longer. I hope every single one of you guys are okay. If you're going to any of the peaceful marches and protests, I'm going to be down there on the weekend. So if you do see me, just say Wagwan. It's all love.
If you see any
of us down there, I'm at a peaceful protest.
Anything like that, just give us a shout, please. I beg.
Yeah, man. Exactly, man. So make sure you guys hit us up if anything. All right.
Yeah, please make sure you donate. Make sure you sign petitions. Make sure you educate yourself.
Big up. Exactly.
Because I think that's the most imperative thing. You educate yourself on what's going on and why this is happening and why people feel certain ways. Education is key.
Word. All right, cool. That's all from me, man. Big J.
Cheeky Sport Act.
Relegation.
Chris. Sorry, Jack.
Love everyone.
Love everyone.
Wow, man. Love.